Welcome to Happy Talkers Parent Bootcamp Lesson Pack 3, More Tools for Your Toolkit. So this little training is considered all the extra little things that I want to make sure you know that don't really fall under a heading, but that work really well for me and for us at the School of Imagination. So I wanted to make sure you have it. The first is called Zones of Regulation. And this is a program that was developed by a speech pathologist. I'm sorry, an occupational therapist and a speech pathologist that really focuses on fostering self-regulation and emotional control. Um, it's a curriculum that you can, start very, very early. We actually have an aspect of it in our 3-year-old class. And basically it helps students learn strategies to regulate their actions and just know that they can regulate their actions and behavior. It helps increase control and problem solving in different situations. And it's a cognitive behavioral approach. So we make them aware and then we change their behaviors. And so basically it teaches that each state is called a zone, and that zone or state is represented by different colors. And so the children learn to stay in a zone or move from one zone to the next zone. And it helps offer calming techniques and strategies as well as sensory supports to teach self-regulation. So how it does that is it's concrete and it's very visual, and so it provides the book itself has a lot of colorful handouts, so you can cut them right out of the book. It's kind of like a workbook in that way, or you can make copies. And the idea is each feeling or zone has a color that matches. So the green zone is considered that you're happy, you're feeling good to go. So if I say, what zone are you in? And the child's feeling happy, they'll say, I'm in the green zone. Then you have the yellow zone, which is caution, slow down, take warning. And so the yellow zone really means that they're feeling anxious, could be excited, could be frustrated, but those things that lead to the next zone, which is the red zone. And the red zone is that they have to kind of stop and regain control because their body has gotten so frustrated and angry and going so fast that they're going to act out. And then the last zone is called the blue zone or the rest area, which means that blue is more, I'm tired, I'm calm, I'm more than calm, but it's like the real like sad or tired zone, so low energy, that type of thing. So the reason that we want to focus a little bit on the zones of regulation is we simplify it even more so, and I'll tell you how. So we use it and they encourage us in the book as well. So we use it in a way where we just use the colors. And so we have the colors represented in the classroom as, the blue, which is blue means I feel tired or I feel sad. Green means happy, good to go, calm. Yellow means frustrated or anxious or stressed. And red means angry, wanting to hit someone. And that's how simple you make it for a preschooler. And what the goal is always to get out of the yellow zone, and back to green. So we talk about it all day. We say, what zone are you in today? Well, I'm in the green zone or I'm in the yellow zone. And we talk about how we're feeling and how they're feeling. And we also use it when we identify that they're going out of the green zone and into maybe the yellow zone, so that we can help them regulate and stay out of the red zone. So we say, oh, it looks like you might be in the yellow zone. Your body is moving really fast. You seem like you're getting upset. What can we do to get you back in green? And then in the book, it has different strategies like taking a deep breath. And they do it in such a neat way where there's little games that the child can play. There's visuals of, you know, how different children look in when they're feeling different emotions, and you match them with the colors. So different games that you can play with your child to raise their awareness to this. But it's something we implement on a daily basis here, and it's super helpful. I can't tell you how helpful it is enough, because for them to identify their own feelings is a goal, and once they can identify how they're feeling, we can help them get back to the green zone, which is always the goal of, you know, the happy calm zone. So this book, Zones of Regulation, I highly recommend it. You will have to, you know, read through it first, or, you know, I don't think it's on Audible because there's a lot of visuals. But read through it. If you have questions, ask me about it. I have copies at work at the school for you to look at that I'd be happy to share. But it will really help your child understand feelings and how to get themselves back to where they want to be and where we need them to be to learn effectively. So highly recommended. Zones of Regulation. The other tools that I want to make sure that you focus on for your kiddos are visual supports. And I think that they're not given enough attention as a wonderful tool for our kiddos. And I'm not talking PECs and having a whole book and all that. That's helpful for the nonverbal kids, and, you know, to a certain extent, to you know, may help them make choices and things like that. I'm just talking specifically about using visuals throughout the day, and to increase positive behavior. So if they have a visual of what's coming next, then you can talk to them about, first we're going to do this and then we're going to do that, and it decreases their anxiety. It also helps with language and verbal processing challenges. So if we're showing them what we're doing as opposed to just talking it through with them, it helps them to have a deeper understanding of what's going to happen next and what's expected of them, and maybe what happened already in a story. And it also helps children with attention challenges, because we can let them know, okay, in 5 more, we're going to move on to the next thing. So visual supports are really helpful. Initially, when a child is first learning, we use real objects because kids don't understand pictures or photographs. And so when they're about to get a drink of water, you show them a cup. Oh, here's your cup, we're going to get some water, or here's your fork, we're going to go eat some food. And if the real thing is too big, like, you know, a swing or something, you can try to represent it with a smaller object, like the toy swing, or a toy, you know, like the little visual that they're going, your child is going to the park, and so you show them a little, you know, little people swing or slide, and then we're going to go on the big slide at the park. So the visuals help, because when they're little and they're not communicating well, you're not sure what they're understanding with regards to words and language. So the more that you can use visuals with real objects, it's very helpful. They can then move on to color pictures. So, you know, real pictures of real objects. So remember, when you're using pictures of real objects, to keep them very simple. The easiest thing is to go take a picture. Since our phones are so cool and awesome now, just go take a picture of the real place or the real object. And ideally, if you can have them using the object or doing the activity, it's great. So, and Google Images is always there, has pictures of everything. But you know, having a picture of them brushing their teeth, having a picture of them eating their breakfast, having a picture of them in their school or a picture of their school, and then printing them out, and, you know, generally be about 2 to 3 inch size. The size is about 2 to 3 inches, bigger when they're little and smaller as they get bigger. So I usually use 3 inches for the 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds. And so basically printing them out in 3 inches, getting them laminated if possible, and then putting a piece of Velcro on the back and then having another strip that's laminated with the opposite Velcro on it. And you can have them put it on there. That would be their, so first it's wake up out of bed, then it's brush the teeth, then it's going to eat breakfast, then we're going to go to school. And then as they go through their day, their morning, they're pulling those visuals off, or you are, saying, so that you know what's coming next. And this is super helpful for our concrete learners, so that they know what to expect. And also if they're having a hard time like transitioning from one thing to the next, you go, oh, first we do this and then we do that. So visuals are super helpful, and Google Images is a great way to get them. After they are comfortable with the visuals, with the actual picture, you can always go with more of a line drawing, because it doesn't look exactly like the real thing, but they can understand the representation. And also it helps for their flexibility for that variation part. So they start learning that it doesn't have to be the exact picture, or the exact representation to mean the same thing. And line drawings keep it a little more open. So if your child is looking at drawings in books or likes to line up their toys, then they're ready for something that's more of a drawn picture. That means that cognitively they have the skills to look at this picture and know that it means something. There's a great website called Do2Learn, do2learn.com. And there's another one called LessonPix, LESSONPIX.com. Both of them are websites you can go on to create and print out visual representations of different activities, and create schedules and create, mostly schedules are the most important ones, what's going to happen next. And really, I can't stress enough how helpful visual representations are to get your child through their day, and they actually love it. So here at the school, we have a representation visually of every step of washing hands, every step of going potty, and every step of each of the activities that we're going to do that day. So we're going to play, we're going to do circle time, we're going to have snack, we're going to go outside, we're going to read a story, and then we're going to go home. And those are depicted, and you want to do it left to right so that it looks like you're reading a book, so that they can get used to reading left to right. And if your child, if you feel that this would be successful for your child, you might want to have them around the house, even as you're going out the door, what they are supposed to have when they go out the door. I have to have my backpack, my lunch bag, my jacket, my shoes. And it helps them build independence, because they eventually can go and check that schedule and say, okay, I got everything I need, I'm good to go. So visuals are super helpful, and the line drawings that you can create from those websites are really successful for the kiddos. So here are some tips when you're using visuals. Put them in the places where they'll be used and referred to a lot. So that means you'll have them maybe around your house. You may have one in your child's bedroom for the steps they need to take to get ready for school, or you'll know where the best placement is. And always add the printed word, so that it kind of builds on our reading strategies training. So when they see a word with a picture, it's more meaningful, and they start recognizing it and say, oh, that word. And you'll laugh, because the words will be there for about 3 months, and then they'll start going, oh, that says mirror. And you'll say, yeah, that's been there for a while. But until they're ready to take it in, they won't recognize it, but they will recognize it eventually. So put the word there. And also the visuals will draw your child's attention, to what they're supposed to be doing. And so you want to make sure that you're like, oh, look here. And so when you first introduce it, Draw your child's attention to it and really, okay, first we're doing this, and break it down for them. Then, oh, that's brush our teeth. So initially you're going to be doing a lot of leading them through the steps that are on the visual representation, but then you can start fading out once they start doing it, more independently. And they may even tell you forgot a step, or what about this, but it's another thing that helps them organize in a concrete way. So don't forget, when you're using these visuals, to and also just in general, like to always draw your child's attention to your face and eyes when they're communicating with you. Position yourself for maximum eye contact at all times. So with regards to these strategies, these are the communication strategies, both for the visuals and just in general. So positioning yourself, even if it means you have to stop what you're doing and go and find or bring your child to you. If you're communicating to them and they're not looking at you in your face, then you might as well not be communicating with them. Pause and teach your child to use their body and their words so that they develop the nonverbal skills, so that they're pointing, they're reaching, they're showing, they're high-fiving, all of those things, that using their body and their words to express meaning to others. And then teach your child to give you things, to show you things, and to point to things for you. So if everything else is wiped out of your memory bank from this whole 12-week boot camp, if you remember these 4 things, you'll be in good shape. Once again, drawing attention to your child, to draw your child's attention to your face and eyes so they see very clearly what you're communicating. Positioning yourself for maximum eye contact. Pause and teach your child to use their body and their words to communicate things, and then teach your child to give you things, to show you things, and to point to things. Those are all the most important things that I could possibly tell you for your toolkit. And that concludes your toolkit training. And as we come up with more, we'll add more. But if you have any ones that are working for you, please share them, because they'll help other parents as well. And if you have any questions at all, make sure to shoot me an email or give me a call, and we will work it out together. Great job. Thank you.